A very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. We are live and direct today from Arrow Arena, Ashland High School, for girls varsity basketball action between the Ashland Arrows and the visiting Waynedale Golden Bears. Today's game also brought to you by our friends at Hedstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. This is the Countdown to Tip-Off Show. It's brought to you by Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. The teams are on the court getting warmed up for today's non-conference battle. Ashland 11-0 and the Golden Bears 11-3. David Wilson reporting courtside, and look who is back with us. My partner Chris Mowry joining us for analysis and commentary. How are you, partner?
I'm good, buddy. Good to be back with you. What'd I miss?
You know, you missed a lot of winning basketball.
I've been checking it out, tuning in. It was a long assignment for me, but happy to be back in the co-pilot chair today inside Arrow Arena. And look, you look at this game on paper, you got an 11-3 visiting Golden Bear team and an 11-0 Ashland Arrows squad, and you think you're going to have a good one, and that's what we're anticipating today. Look, let's be honest. We thought that Clear Fork was going to be the test so far of the season for these Ashland Arrows. The Arrows go down to the valley and absolutely throttle Clear Fork. We'll see what the Wayne County League's best has to offer, the OCC's best today here on a Saturday afternoon basketball game, but this one's been circled for a long time. Commentators, fans, parents, administrators, etc., to see how this Ashland squad can handle Waynedale. And keep in mind, last year over at Waynedale, the Golden Bears were able to dethrone the Arrows last year.
Well, both of these teams, Chris, are coming off wins against Senior on Wednesday. It was an easy, cruising victory for Ashland at 67-21. Meanwhile, on Thursday, the Golden Bears had a signature win. They knocked off the previously unbeaten Norway team 51-42. They come in with a 6-game winning streak. They're 5-2 overall in their conference. But this is going to be a stiff test, perhaps the best of the year, as you alluded to, for this Ashland team.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I did call Waynedale the class of the Wayne County League for a reason, and you highlighted why. Hey, anytime you go head-to-head with another opponent and you beat them, look, you're better than them. That's just the case in point. And it wasn't like it was a one-possession game. It was a multi-point win, I think a 9-point win or whatever it was that you mentioned, by the Golden Bears over the Bobcats. And look, the Bobcats are the class of the field in the Wayne County League up and down, boys and girls, you know, every sport included. So, you know, for Waynedale to get a victory over Norwayne inside that building is a big deal, and we'll see if the Arrows can handle it. And look, you know, last year's Arrows squad did not lose many contests. They did lose to a Wayne County League foe, which is something that stuck in their craw, right? And that's after that loss last year is when they just started annihilating teams, and they started playing really good team basketball. Kennedy Lacey played her way into All-Ohio, and Morgan Hoffman, Madison Hoffman, excuse me. I've done that a couple times, Morgan, I don't know why. Madison Hoffman has played herself last year after that game at All-Ohio. And so, look, be honest, Coach Renee Hull doesn't like to lose. These girls don't like to lose. They've circled this one for a long time. They want to get their retribution today.
Head coaches in the ballgame today. Renee Hull, 52-72 in her her sixth season at Ashland. Rick Geiser is the head coach at Waynedale. He's also the athletic director at Waynedale High School. Teams are a little bit different. Ashland, a little more high scoring, 60 points a game. Waynedale, a little more defensive oriented. They score 44 a night. Let's go ahead and take a look at the OCC standings report. It's brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance, benefits, wealth management, and all of your needs since 1869, with offices in Ashland and Worcester. Arrows are atop the OCC at 11-0, 7-0 in league play. New Philly is close behind. Ashland has a game at New Philly on Wednesday. That will be a key battle. They're one game out at 7-1. Madison is next, 5-2 in the league. Worcester 5-3. West Holmes 3-3. Then you have the under 500 teams, Dover, Lexington, and Mansfield, bringing up the lower third of the OCC. So it's Ashland and New Philly 1-2, 7-0, and 7-1. Today, Dover is at Dalton. Orville plays at Worcester, Madison is at West Holmes, and New Philly is playing at the Lindsley School. So all of the teams in the league having non-conference action this afternoon. Both teams are warming up, as you see on our split screen. Brandon Gunder at the controls today on our Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network coverage. We'll take this timeout. We'll continue with more pregame commentary in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work. It's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Waynedale and Ashland this afternoon in girls varsity action. We are coming to you live from the Priest Dental broadcast booth. Priest Dental is your hometown dental leader. Proud AHS alum Kevin Priest and his team will handle all of your dental needs. You hear the jazz band playing. That's providing some great atmosphere. We'll hear from them again coming up at halftime. David Wilson, Chris Bowery here. Last night, great moment for the boys varsity team. A big win against West Holmes. Paxton Ediger surpassed the 1,000-point mark in his Ashland career. He became just the 9th player to do it, Chris, so a very select group, but Ediger having a great career and a great season in progress. And we're on 1,000-point watch again today as Kennedy Lacey, the junior, is knocking on the door. She's a little further away, comes into today's action with 968 career points, so not out of the question that she could go off for 32 in a game. She certainly has that capability. Maybe not as likely as what we saw last night, but nevertheless, a milestone is coming up.
You said Kennedy Lacey. It's the Millennia Mamba.
Okay.
She's going for the 1K club. Look, let's be honest. I said it early in the season. She was likely going to get to 1,000 career points her junior season. She's at 968, as you made mention. She's 18 points. She sets currently 6. She's 18 points behind 5th place. That's Joy Roberts, who had a 4-year starter career down at the University of Cincinnati. Kind of gives you the history of what she's dealing with there. And then she's 182 points behind Kylie Rodabaugh, who is the all-time Lady Arrows leading scorer in the history of the program. Kylie Rodabaugh with 1,050 points. That is within reach this season for Kennedy to reach 182. You figure 10 games, she averages 23, 24 a night. You do the math, it makes pretty good sense. Look, you said it, she needs 32 tonight. Can it happen? There's no question. We've seen Kennedy go for 22, 28, 30. The reality is she's going to need to play an entire contest. She hasn't had that opportunity this year because the scores have been so lopsided. Madison Hoffman, C.C. Sturry, Kennedy Lacey, they're on the bench here in the 4th quarter. If this Waynedale team can do what we think they can do and hang with the Arrows for a bit, you think you might see the Ashland starters play an extended game. And when I say extended game, that literally means into the 4th quarter after today, right? No running clock, etc. We'll see if that happens. Look, the Arrows are on the road the next 4 days, or the next 4 games, excuse me. Man, I really hope we've got a 32-burger inside the Millennium Mamba today.
Well, as we saw last night, it's great to do it on your home court to get the recognition that you deserve for reaching a milestone like that. I mentioned there's now 9 boys players that have done that. That's dating all the way back to 1907.
Before I was born.
The girls program not quite as old, but only 4 players have done it, so Lacey would become the 5th AHS player to get 1,000 points when that does happen. But you talk about the 1-2 punch of Lacey and Hoffman. Madison Hoffman coming off that 29-point effort against Senior on Wednesday night. Chris, that really makes a big difference. It takes the pressure off. Very tough for defenses to plan for 2.
Well, I'll tell you what. When we started doing these games a couple years ago, Kenny Lacey's freshman year, we said we need a yin to the yang, a Robin to the Batman, right? And that's what we were looking for, because early on in Kennedy's career, we said, man, she's going to score a basketball. She's going to take the ball to the rack and put it off the glass, get points, go to the foul line, draw fouls, get rebounds, etc. She was a really good player early. We needed that yang. Madison Hoffman, let's be honest, she gives a lot of teams Batman. She's that good. She's an All-Ohioan, so let's not forget that. So now when you've got Batman and Robin covered, you know, who's going to be the Joker, if you will, right? And we've got a lot of ladies that step into that role. We've got Cece Sturry, who averages 5 points. We've got Cameron Cox, who gets 8 points, 9 boards. And then Grace Tobias is kind of like the glue, man. She plays really good defense. She's on the floor, getting after loose balls, attacking, making that extra pass that head coach Renee Holt talks about all the time. She's a dynamic player as well. Keep in mind, Bailey Hartman's out for, you know, an extended period here, so Renee Holt's going to have to shuffle her bench a little bit. But right now, you really you're into the middle of January. You're playing really good team basketball. The tournament's around the corner, the back half of the OCC, and you got to like where you're at here with this Arrows squad, with the starting unit and then what's coming off the bench as well.
Yeah, no question. It's a special group, one of only 3 teams left that are undefeated in OHSAA Division III basketball. We're working our way toward the tip-off of today's game. Coming up, we'll have the national anthem and much more, including the starting lineups and Chris's keys to the game as well. We'll take this time out. Back in a flash on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Game day guests appearing on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network are presented all season by Whitcomb & Hess. They have your needs covered. Plan, grow, and thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. Also, this reminder, fans, the official watch location for Arrows Athletics is the South Street Grill, your home to catch Arrows Athletics all season long. If you aren't able to attend in person, South Street will carry Arrows basketball all season long in the lower level bar area. Teams have just about finished warming up. This much anticipated game just a few minutes away from getting underway. Ashland 11-0. Waynedale 11-3. Rick Geiser is the head coach of the Golden Bears. Renee Holt, of course, the head coach of the Arrows. The Jazz Band is here. The boys won last night. What a weekend it would be if the ladies can remain unbeaten.
Yeah, absolutely. Bill Harris is going to bring us the Jazz Band at halftime. Maybe we're going to have a Whitcomb & Hess halftime guest, game day guest today. Joy Roberts, I believe, is in the house. The aforementioned number 5 all-time leading scorer here. She may join us here at halftime. If she does, we'll break in here and have a conversation with her. It'd be really good to catch up with one of the legendary Lady Arrows as well. And yeah, it's really a good day. You know, look, if the Buckeyes were playing last night, it's the only thing that would have made it better. That's it.
You had to bring that up.
I did. Painful.
That one will sting for a few months, I think.
Ugh.
All right, our upcoming national anthem is presented by Chandler Systems, Inc. They're locally owned and operated right here in Ashland, Ohio for over 40 years. Let's pause here. We'll listen in for the introduction of our Star-Spangled Banner.
Please stand as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Our national anthem here at Arrow Arena. A few things to get to here before the tip-off. Chris, let's start with the injury report. A pretty clean sheet for both teams.
Yeah, pretty clean sheet brought to us by our friends down in Dromesville, Fickus Furniture. Check them out for all your furniture needs. Flooring, too. Hey, you need some carpet, some carpet padding. Mark Fickus has got all your needs covered down there. For the Arrows, number 25, Bailey Hartman, the 5'9 junior, is out. She's averaging a point and a rebound a game, but really kind of that 6th, 7th player off the bench that Coach Holt has really started finding a lot of trust in. So that's opened up some things here a little further down the bench. We've seen Campbell O'Brien. We've seen Megan Ediger. We've seen, obviously, Josie Van Tilburg's usually this first person off the bench. So it's had to, had an effect of kind of rounding out that lineup a little bit, but that for the Arrows is the only injury of note and a clean sheet for the Golden Bears. So they're healthy, ready to go.
All right, take a look at those starting lineups now. They're brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company for all of your paper needs, from wedding invitations to business cards and everything in between. Truly Inspired Paper Company in Ashland and Loudonville. For Waynedale and head coach Rick Geiser, an 11-win ball club. Starting at one guard, junior Audrey Troyer. She'll put up a majority of their shots, and she averages 10 points a game to lead the Bears. Brooke Compton will start at a forward spot. She is a senior. Georgia Persinger, a senior, will start in the backcourt. Kylie Geiser will start at a post position. She is a senior. And Bella Perry will start at the other forward spot. She is a junior. Troyer, Compton, Persinger, Geiser, and Perry, the starting five for the Golden Bears. Now for the Arrows and head coach Renee Holt, Madison Hoffman will start at a guard spot. She's 5'10 and a senior. At another guard, 5'4", also a senior, Grace Tobias. Kennedy Lacey will start at a shooting forward spot. She's 5'10 and a junior, 32 points away from 1,000 in her career and averaging 23 a game. CeCe Sturry, 5'5", a junior, will start at an off-guard spot. And Cam Cox in the post. Cameron, a 6'1 senior, averaging 8 points and 9 boards a game with a season high of 17 rebounds against West Holmes. Again for the Arrows, Hoffman, Tobias, Lacey, Sturry, and Cox. Those are your starters, brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company. Chris, let's go to those keys to the game. What do you think?
Yeah, keys to the game brought to us by our hometown vision leader, Ashland Eye Care, proud AHS alum Dan Denbo and his squad will have all of your vision covered. And look, I've reached the age where I need a little help seeing little itty-bitty printing. Dr. Denbo can take care of you there too, just like he took care of me. Hey, it's real simple. Keys to the game are this. For the Arrows, take care of the basketball. No turnovers. You limit the turnovers, you get more possessions, you get more opportunities to score the ball in the goal. It's very simple. For the other side, on the defensive side for the Arrows, you hear every single lady when we talk to them and player of the game in the post-game interview. Coach Renee Hull says the same thing. It all starts with our defense. We've got to ratchet up the defensive intensity. That creates transition opportunities for us on the other end, short goals, and they've got to do that today against a really dynamic and a really good Waynedale Golden Bear squad.
All right, last order of business here. Chris, who will make the impartial calls in today's game?
Impartial calls, Jalen Reese, Jim King, and Dave Iyinger.
Those are brought to you by 419 Barbershop in downtown Ashland. Matt and his team have all your hair care needs covered. Here is the opening tip of the ball game, which will be done twice.
It was a little high.
It was so nice. We'll do it twice. Tip-off brought to us by Linway Restaurant. Quality food and fine service since 1951. Waynedale has the opening tip, and off we go between the Golden Bears and the Arrows.
Ashland starts out in that normal man-to-man defense.
This is Geyser with it for the Golden Bears. A little bully ball right down to the low left block. Scoops it up and in.
No problem there. She did a good job, Kennedy did, about holding her position, but didn't pick up a foul. It's a really big deal.
Lacey trying to match it, but it's stripped away and stolen away. It's a run out for Troyer, and she takes it in and scores. So defense to offense, and Waynedale has an early 4-0 lead. Cox, top of the key, pulls the three, grazes the front rim, but nothing more, and Geyser down with the rebound.
Yeah, it's not a shot we want to see taken early in a possession there from deep from one of our bigs.
4-0 Waynedale, just underway, getting warmed up here at Arrow Arena. Geyser swings it left side. This is Persinger for three. No. Rebound to Geyser, her second board. Minute gone by here, first quarter.
His offensive rebounds, David, they're a killer.
Geyser stuck in the lane, and we'll get the 3-second call.
What was that?
Very rare today, but they called it.
You know, it's almost like a gift under the Christmas tree. It's rare these days, right?
What if we get a palming violation?
Oh my goodness! If we do that, we're just going to shut the broadcast down.
Madison Hoffman angles to the left, and now it's Tobias. Back to Hoffman, who's coming off that great effort against Mansfield Senior. Kept the dribble alive. Now Sturry to Lacey. Down the lane she will go, but they say steps first.
Sure did. Little shuffle steps there, and Lacey just didn't put the ball on the deck quick enough.
Well, Ashland averages only 12 turnovers a game. That's 2 already here in the first quarter. Waynedale also takes care of the ball, 14 per game. They are 11-3, so they've played 3 more games than the Arrows at this juncture of the season. Geyser top of the key, gets by Lacey, dumps it down low, and the spin around by Brooke Compston goes right down the hatch. 6-0.
Well, just as we expected, this Waynedale Golden Bear team is not a bad squad by any stretch. Here's a triple by Hoffman.
A little strong, and the long rebound is tipped out of bounds by Tobias, so a team rebound for Waynedale. Compston, the senior, averaging 4 a game, and you got about 12 players for Waynedale that average 4 and 5 points a game. So Rick Geyser doesn't really have that go-to scorer. They really share the wealth.
Do a good job, too, of moving without the basketball. I've noticed real here early in the first quarter, they're not a lot, now I say that, they're standing around, but normally not a lot of standing around here, a lot of movement and effort.
Scoop shot by Troyer, not there. Cox down with the rebound. She brings it into front court, loses it. Lacey picked it up, though, and takes it in and scores her first 2. And the Arrows are on the board. A near turnover, but it turned in to a free lane to the basket for Lacey.
One of those things we see in today's basketball, whether it's guys or gals, they just want to get out, whoever's got the basketball, and go down towards the other end. Sometimes we got to slow down a little bit, get the ball in the guard's hands.
Cox with her second rebound. Sturry, entry pass. Lacey, the turnaround, left it short. Tobias has the rebound. Second opportunity here for Ashland on this trip. They're down by 4. Hoffman drives to the hoop, scores, and has a chance to go to the line. Foul goes against Geyser. Geyser picks up her first foul. First bucket for Hoffman, makes it 6-4. She goes to the Connery Manufacturing foul line. These and one opportunities brought to you by the Norma Foundation, rewarding Big plays on the court and big ideas off it.
Old-fashioned three-point play.
Hoffman, a 72% foul shooter, nails that one. We got a 1-point game right now, 6-5. Waynedale scored the first 6. Ashland, 5 unanswered. This is Troyer. Throws it up top. Compton. Pass almost stolen away, and it's rolling along the sideline. It is a turnover and a steal for Lacey. Hoffman, right side. Now Story at the top. Bingo. Story gives Ashland the lead. It's an 8-0 run. Her first 3 of the ball game.
Beautiful basketball there, David. Didn't panic. Found an outlet pass in the wing, and then one more pass up to a wide-open CC Story.
The runner by Troyer not there. Tobias has her second rebound. Here come the arrows now. Story driving hard to the basket. Gets fouled. She'll go to the line for 2 shots. It was a blocking foul. I believe Troyer got the foul. So a big collision there. Troyer a little slow getting up, but appears to be all right. Might be holding her left hand. CC Story to the line, 7 for 9 on the year. And knocks it down.
Yeah, David, one thing I wanted to point out here about this Arrow squad, they get down 6-0 early. Last year they would have panicked early in the season, you know, like, oh my gosh, here we go again kind of thing. This team didn't panic at all, right? That's maturity, it's maturation, it's growth. And CC Story is getting 1 and 2 here from the stripe, but it's a really good job and a really good sign that this squad didn't panic, and here they have a 9-6 lead.
Whistle and a foul as they go right down low. And they got Hoffman on the foul. Story hit a 3 earlier. All 3s brought to you by BB&C Car Care. Don't walk. Keep your car running smoothly with regular oil changes at BB&C Car Care.
Get a car wash, too, and get that salt taken off.
It's about that time. Had some nice weather. Breakdown defensively for the Arrows, and Izzy Matter takes it in and scores. She's off the bench with her first 2. 9-8. 1-point lead. Couple of 11-win teams doing battle here, and Cameron Cox just drew a foul. Looks like it was Madeline Bainey. It's her first. Rick Geiser has gone to his bench with a couple of Suds substitutions. Story lobs it in. Hoffman at the top. Waynedale in the man-to-man. Lacey sets a screen. Tobias with the 3 ball. No. Lacey, the offensive rebound. The put back down the hatch. Her first rebound, 4th point.
Exceptional job there by Lacey getting that offensive glass and putting it right back up. Didn't hesitate, goes right back up and gets a 2-point goal to go.
Matter dishes it out from under the hoop. 3 ball not there. Offensive rebound. They play it back out front. It was Maya Spittler who grabbed the rebound. She was fairly unguarded under the basket, but elected to kick it back out to reset the offense. And now Tobias with some tight defense draws the foul. It'll be the second foul for the Arrows this quarter. First on Tobias, 2:53 left. First quarter, and an 11-8 Arrows lead. Looks like Tobias will leave. Josie Van Tilburg into the ball game on a Sid Suds substitution for Renee Holt. Van Tilburg, the junior. Geiser running the point. Lacey on her defensively. Geiser pulls up, spins and shoots short. Lacey grabs the rebound, her second. Off to the races. Head of steam going right to the 10 and scoops it up and in.
Yeah, you get a head of steam from Kennedy Lacey. She's going to the rack. Forget about it. She's going to put it up off the glass. The CBWard.com bank shot is converted. We've got a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, Geiser did not like the lack of defense there, and so he calls the timeout. 13-8.
Common trait with coaches.
You know, I immediately asked if he was related to Doug Geiser. And he said no. Maybe a distant relative, but I think Doug Geiser would feel the same way about that play.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to have you handicap the Eagles football squad next year. What do you think? Better season next year, or similar, or a regression?
Well, it's complicated with the transfer portal situation.
Good answer.
I mean, right off the top, the Eagles are looking for a quarterback. So that's going to be an interesting development over the spring. But We'll see what happens,
Yeah.
but that's a tough position to lose and try to fill, maybe through a transfer portal or somebody who just has not had any experience. So that's a big TBA right there.
It is.
All right, 13-8, 5-point lead for the Arrows, their largest. We have 2:21 to go in the first quarter. This is Geyser out front. Kylie driving inside, throws it away.
Great defense there. Just what we talk about all the time. Hands up in the passing lanes creates another turnover for the Arrows.
Third turnover of the game for Waynedale. Here's Cox, jump pass. Van Tilburg out to Story for three, left it short. And a leaping rebound ripped down. That was Persinger, her first board. Arrows walk away empty-handed there, still up by 5. They got down 6-0 in this game.
Decided to play Lacey at the top of the key there on the point guard, most likely for several possessions in a row here.
Troyer had one hang up on the rim, wouldn't go in.
Take it.
Cox the rebound, Lacey misses. And it is Kylie Geyser with the board, her third. She runs the break. This is Miller. Out to Persinger, who wears with the big brace on her right knee. Van Tilburg jumps in the passing lane. Ball is loose, and then I think they're going to call Cox for a foul. She kind of landed on Compton.
No, they called it on the Golden Bears,
Wow.
number 10, Compton.
Whoa.
I'm with you.
She's got her hands on her hips saying, hey, I think I was the one that was landed on.
Well, 2 announcers with headsets thought the same thing. Thought it was going to be Cameron Cox with a foul there.
Her first, team foul number 4. We have 1:10 to go, first quarter.
Lacey working hard in the painted area, trying to get position and get the rock.
Van Tilburg to Tobias and Story.
There, she's got the position now. She's getting checked in the back.
Van Tilburg has to drive, split 2
Travel.
defenders, and then ended up walking with the ball. That's turnover number 3 against Ashland. Turnovers are even. First quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control, providing the best comfort for residential and commercial customers for more than 40 years.
You
Jazz
see it
Band
on-
is here. What a great day for 2 11-win teams going head-to-head. Geyser down low. Compton posting up. Nice turnaround.
Yeah, really good job there by the Golden Bears, recognizing that mismatch down low with a much taller Golden Bear down there on CC Story. They took advantage of that one.
Lacey thought she was fouled. They knocked it away and stole it away. 4th turnover against Ashland. 13-10. Arrows leading. Waynedale will hold for the final shot of the quarter. Rick Geyser looking on intently from the Waynedale sideline. This is Troyer looking for a screen. Can't shake Tobias. 3 seconds to go in the quarter.
They're
She'll
not
try
gonna
an
get one
extra
off.
pass, and it's broken up by Lacey.
Great job.
1/10 of a second left.
Well, if you got that fancy tip jump shot thing above the goal, maybe you can get it in, but the law says you can't convert here, so this is just going to be for naught.
Geyser throws it in. That's the end of the quarter. Ashland leads 13-10. Second quarter action is right around the corner. You're watching the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Back in the Priest Dental broadcast booth, Ashland 13, Waynedale 10 as we go to quarter number 2. Kennedy Lacey leading all scorers with 6 points. Dave Wilson and Chris Mowry back here. Brandon Gunder at the controls. Aiden Chandler on assignment way over in Ada, Ohio today.
Yeah, there's a lot of danger going to happen in Ada today with Aiden back in town, but we'll get a rundown on that at a later date.
Ashland ball on the restart. Cox down to Lacey. The turnaround won't go. Troyer grabs the rebound.
Boy, that's one of those high percentage conversions. Lacey's got to get that one through the nylon.
Troyer directing traffic. Now it's over to Bella Berry. Now Troyer, guarded by Tobias up top. 3-point lead for Ashland. One possession game. Kylie Geyser with it. Guarded by Lacey down low. And called for traveling.
That was all created by the Millennium Mamba playing great defense. One thing you're not going to do is shoulder check Lacey out of the way. It's not going to happen. She's too strong for that. So good job, good credit to Geyser there for Waynedale trying to establish a little bit of that movement of Lacey, but Lacey stood her ground, created a travel there.
Handoff goes awry from Lacey to Hoffman. It's the 5th turnover for Ashland.
Far too sloppy yet.
Here come the Golden Bears now. Still 13-10. Cox providing defense up front on Perry. Uses up the dribble in a dangerous spot, but Geyser has it now. Pass goes right through the lane. Did that hit an arrow? I think it did. Maybe Sturry.
We'll give Jalen Reese credit. He had a better angle than we did.
Just underway, second quarter.
They're impartial calls.
No question about that. Tough inbounds spot right on the corner. Troyer. Little floater with the left hand. Not there. Lacey grabs her 3rd rebound.
Give it back, Madison. Now.
She'll find Sturry at the top. Lacey thought about the 3, drives instead, stripped away, and it's off of her leg and out of bounds.
Yeah, that's I want to see that one again. Might have been a little harm there to that left arm.
Lacey thought that was the case, but did not get the call. 13-10.
Scoreless here, a minute and a half in.
Guys are looking down low for Compton. She was covered there by Story, who's sort of playing in a mismatch. Troyer. She's trapped in the
3
lane.
seconds. Oh, 2 of them, David.
It's the daily double.
Daily double for 600. What's the clue?
I'm not sure.
I don't either. Who's the quarterback in Indiana? 1st round draft pick. 1st overall.
Played in the game too long last night.
Yes, he did.
Lacey misses, and the rebound down to Compton. Arrow's cold early here. They're stuck on 13. 5:43. Second quarter. This is Persinger.
This is what I was saying earlier in the contest in the 1st quarter. A really good job by Waynedale moving. They just move and make you work defensively. Obviously, the Waynedale Golden Bears working on offense too, but when you're chasing somebody, it's a lot more energy and effort than when you're doing the running and being offensive, you know, going out there. Playing defense much more physically demanding than running set plays offensively.
They got Cox on the foul. Waynedale does run very crisp sets. 3 ball by Troyer won't go. Lacey dominating the boards, and she gets fouled in backcourt. They'll get Compton on the foul. That's her 2nd foul.
You define that as backcourt? That literally was on the other side towards the baseline from under the goal. Like, literally, it was under the backboard.
You can't get more backcourt.
Oh, you don't see that one every day.
Compton will sit down, so will Persinger. They have Italia Cleaver in the game for the first time, number 24. She's a junior. She's guarding Hoffman right now. Madison Hoffman goes to work. Now to Story. She drives down to the block, throws up a wild shot, got her own miss. Out to Hoffman. There goes the 3, way off the mark. And it is out of bounds. I think Ashland will keep it.
I'm not sure who called that one earlier, Jalen Reese or the Millennium Mamba, but they both saw it at the same time. The Golden Bear steps out of bounds. That'll be a turnover back to Ashland.
Maya Spittler checks in. She saw some minor minutes in quarter 1. She's back in for Waynedale.
Speaking of minor, we haven't seen any scoring yet in this quarter. There we go. Oh.
Went off the mark, but Lacey fouled on the way up. I think they got Geyser on the foul. It's quite a matchup we're seeing today. Kylie Geyser against Kennedy Lacey. Back to the Connery Manufacturing free throw line. Lacey with 6. And it rattles home. So lucky 7 for her. That's the first point of the second quarter.
Yeah, David, you're absolutely right. Guys are not going to back down. It's fun to watch. Lacey, we know, is not going to back down, and they're going to go a couple Bulldogs in the China shop, if you will.
Second shot, no. Rebound to Madeline Bainey. It's her first rebound.
Well, we broke the seal in the comfort control second quarter at least.
Yeah. Audrey Troyer. Long skip pass, far side. Bainey will launch a mid-range. No. And the rebound to Cameron Cox, her 4th. She leads the break. Dishes it to Hoffman. She scores.
Fantastic ball movement there by the Arrows. Cameron Cox gets it out, realizes she's got a wide open Hoffman off the glass. Converts that CB Ward bank shot.
Cleaver steps behind the arc, launches a 3, not there. And we've got Waynedale ball. They're going to say Cox was on the baseline.
And no argument with Cox being on the baseline. I thought Cameron, though, on her right side got hooked by a Golden Bear going for that loose ball rebound.
Yeah, there were 2 Waynedale players right there. They throw it in right under the basket. Missed by Barry. Hoffman the rebound, her first. Tried to give it to Cox, and Troyer picks it off.
That was careless right there.
Turnover Ashland. Troyer takes it to the other end and scores. That's her 4th point. Turnover leads directly to a bucket. 16-12.
From the stripe, gets that one to go.
Comes up, she might have turned an ankle there coming down. Knocks down the shot. Hopefully she's all right. 18-12. The battle of 18-12, Chris. This one knocked away. Lacey got a hand on the ball. Van Tilburg came up with it. Lacey pulls up from 15, nothing but net. She has 11.
And David, this is what happens. You get into the tight game. We got a 7-2 run here for the Arrows to open up an 8-point lead. Big deal. And this Arrows team, we've watched it all season long, can score in a hurry and score in bunches.
Down low, Perry. Kicks it out, Spittler. Arrows crouching in the man-to-man with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter here at Arrow Arena. Cleaver lost it off the dribble. Hoffman comes up with the steal. They're off to the races. It's Cox, 1-on-2. Puts it up and in. Count it. She was fouled, an and one opportunity for Cameron Cox. Scores her first 2. We'll see it right here on the Sarver Paving replay.
And what happens on all of these transition buckets, it starts with what? The key to the game, good defense, hands in the passing lanes, getting up, playing good defense right in front of somebody. And it is doing a good job of leading to transition opportunities here for the Arrows.
So 22-12, a 10-point lead, their largest, and the shot goes in for Cox, and one's brought to you by the Norma Foundation. 3 for Cox. Plus 4 rebounds and an assist, and there's another turnover. Van Tilburg to Tobias for 3. Cox the rebound. Ashland will reset. Cox to Lacey, and she will reset by taking it right to the bucket. She has 13 points.
We might get to 32 yet today, David. We'll see. There's another timeout called by the Golden Bears.
Well, Rick Geyser uses his second timeout. 13 for Lacey, needing 32 to reach 1,000. So she has gone off here in the second quarter, and Ashland has gone on a 9-0 run to take a 25-12 lead. It's their largest of the contest so far. Friends, the official watch location for Arrows Athletics is the South Street Grill. Your home to catch the Arrows if you aren't able to attend in person. South Street will carry Arrow basketball all season long in the lower level bar area. Checking that Simonson Construction Services scoreboard. The Arrows leading this one 25-12. Simonson Construction Services serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. Well, the Arrows taking control here, and they're doing it with defense.
Yeah, defense key to the game, absolutely presented by Ashland Eye Care, was what was going to make this a successful afternoon for the Arrows. And, you know, just like that, it's 13-10 coming out of the first quarter. Now it's 25-12. And what happened? The defensive intensity stepped up. The turnovers happened. The transition opportunities happened. And one opportunities. Kennedy Lacey nailing stuff from the foul line, right, for two, and then goes to the line, gets, you know, offensive glass. Cameron Cox running really well. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, you hear coaches all the time talking about there's turnovers, and then there's live ball turnovers, and the Arrows have been able to take the live ball turnovers and turn them into points with fast breaks. Here come the Golden Bears now, down 25-12. We have 2:20 to go. They are in quarter number 2 here at Arrow Arena. Geyser throws it up over Lacey, missed it though. Lacey down with another rebound. She is filling the stat sheet as usual. She dumps it down low to Tobias. Now Sturry picks up the loose ball. Lacey from about 10 misfires, and Geyser controls.
What do we talk about? Lacey's not going to get bullied, right? You saw a Golden Bear just go flying, look like her brother Gunner on the football field.
Waynedale sets it up here. 1:48 to go before halftime. This is Troyer, the junior. She leads their team in field goal attempts. This is a team that has predominantly taken threes. Almost 60% of their shots on the year have been three-pointers. Right there, they nail one.
Well done. The play-by-play guy nails that lead in.
Geyser with 5. They needed that one desperately. It's to a 10-point advantage now for the Arrows, 25-15. Cox down low, blocked by Compton. They come up with the loose ball.
The Golden Bears in the second quarter were setting on 2 points for the quarter until that 3 went in. Only 5 now. Arrows still lead by 10.
Compton up top. And a whistle and a foul down low.
We'll stop in the action. We're going to have a Wickham and Hess game day guest.
Yep.
Joey Roberts going to join us here at halftime. Looking forward to catching up with her. She was recognized inside Arrow Arena today and had some of her stats read. So we'll catch up with her and go through some of that, and it'll be fun.
Some very impressive numbers.
Yeah, better than I ever put up.
Here is Persinger getting the inbounds. They try to throw it inside. They're going to call Sturry on a foul, and the reach around. She got Compton.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 call there. Unfortunately, the official saw it in favor of the Golden Bears there. But good job by Cece being aggressive down low. And we talked about that mismatch that she's dealing with today. So she's trying to get some center position there and come around her and deny that entry pass.
They're going to switch now, and Hoffman's going to take Compton. Geyser for 3, and she nails it top of the key.
Well, that 3 ball's deadly if it gets going down and can really tighten up a contest pretty hurry.
25-18, Geyser with back-to-back threes. Hoffman to Sturry. We have 35 seconds left in the quarter. Almost to the halfway point. Cox spins, shoots, scores, got fouled.
I don't know if we got away with one. You'll see it on the Sarver Paving replay. It looked like some steps, but hey, we'll take it. The goal is converted. She goes to the Conyer Manufacturing stripe, looking to make an old-fashioned three-point play.
27-18. Cox now with 5 points. She goes back to the line. The Connery Manufacturing free throw is good. Rattles home. 6 for Cameron Cox. That makes it 28-18. Back to a 10-point lead with 25 seconds left.
One more big, good defensive stand for the Arrows. Good job by Lacey.
Bella Perry got her own miss. Throws it out for a 3 by Izzy Motter. That's not there, and Geyser has the rebound. She shoots a 3. It's picked up by Perry. Now it's Troyer with 2 to go in the quarter, and that rattles in. Troyer with 7. She beats the buzzer to make it 28-21 at halftime. Ashland leading. But some threes late by Waynedale gives them life here, including the buzzer beater by Troyer. They had 3 opportunities on the last possession.
Yeah, it's an offensive glass that just is a killer. If you're getting them, that's great for you. If you're giving them up, man, it changes the complexion. You look at that possession there before that 3 by Troyer went down. That's 3 possessions. 3 opportunities there, and Arrow's going to have to talk about that at halftime and start getting some bodies on ladies and make sure they wipe the offensive glass.
Arrows won the quarter 15-11. It's halftime here at Arrow Arena. We'll take a brief timeout. We'll get Joy Roberts set up, and Chris will talk with one of the Ashland all-time greats when we come right back in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Welcome to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. Your presentation will begin shortly. Welcome to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. Your presentation will begin shortly. Welcome to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Welcome back to Arrow Arena. It's halftime on a Saturday afternoon. The Arrows lead the Golden Bears 28-21. We're joined by Joy Roberts, a 1979 AHS graduate and legitimately one of the all-time great basketball players here. Joy Roberts joins us. Good to have you, first of all. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about a little bit about your time here at Ashland playing for the Arrows. You were a first-team All-Ohio, which is a distinguished honor anytime. You've still got a couple records. I don't know if you realized that until you read my cheat sheet.
Honestly, I had no idea.
Well, you still do. You scored 480 points in a season,
yes,
and you got 318 rebounds in a season. What was more fun, getting glass or putting it through the goal?
I had a great turnaround jumper, so I enjoyed that.
You like scoring the ball?
Yeah.
Just like any scorer, that's what they would do. They'd say they want to score it. So I had a question. Yeah, obviously, I was born in 1979, so Title IX was already happened, right, by the time I was born. What was it like when, you grew up in a time when women's sports didn't exist, right, and Title IX happened? What was that like, that transition, as you kind of lived through that?
Honestly, we didn't really know the difference at the time. That was just the way it was.
Yeah.
I did hear stories of gals that played before me that would get kicked off the court when the guys came to practice, and it was like, your time's up, it's time for us. I think the biggest thing is really just the fact that I didn't even play in an organized basketball game till I was in the 10th grade. I just went to watch second graders play today, and there were girls on the team.
Yeah.
So they're learning at a much younger age than we did. So just the advancement of the girls' sports and something like that, giving them the opportunity to play at such a younger age is phenomenal.
Sure. So were you always in the backyard playing sports, whether it's wiffle ball or kickball, basketball? Like, what developed your love for sports?
I was the youngest of 4, and I grew up out off Route 250 where Wendy's is today.
Okay.
So I was kind of stranded out into the country, and I had a basketball hoop, and I had an older brother who liked to beat me up. So I think I just kind of out of boredom started shooting baskets, and I only really went out for basketball because Coach Barr, I was the tallest girl in the school, and he basically told me I was playing.
Well, it was good that it worked out for you and the Arrows, obviously.
Absolutely.
So talk a little bit about your memories. Like, obviously, you've been out of high school for quite some time now, obviously, but you still think about it. You're here today. You got recognized inside the gym. That's fantastic. What memories oftentimes come back into view here when your time as an Arrow? It
was just kind of surreal because, we had great crowds coming to our games, and just, it was phenomenal that something like that could happen to us who, like I said, we never played basketball before.
Yeah, absolutely. So after your time as an Arrow, you go south and you become a Bearcat, and a 4-year starter at the University of Cincinnati. Pretty impressive. You're a Hall of Famer, Bearcat Hall of Famer, 2-time MVP. What was your time like down there?
It was amazing. At first you didn't realize there would be so many other great basketball players that you'd be competing with. You know, I was 6'1", and I was still a center then.
Oh, wow.
Now there's girls that are 6'7" or 8" that are centers. So it's certainly different. But, you know, we got to travel to some great places all around the country. We got to play in the women's NIT tournament in Amarillo, Texas. You know, certainly things have advanced even more today, but it was, you know, for being that long ago, it was certainly a great experience.
So obviously you've seen it from its infancy, and I'm sure you followed women's basketball. What has Caitlin Clark meant to the women's game?
Oh, yeah. You know, a lot of people in Cincinnati do follow the Indiana Fever very closely, and it's really been a phenomenal thing just with that team alone. So just the women's NBA has kind of regenerated themselves with her.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Gino Ariyama is a legendary coach, and you remember Rebecca Lobo and all those players that he had. But as good as they were, there's not been a phenomena like Caitlin Clark on the women's side ever, arguably in any sport. Frankly, she's, you know, I was watching a thing on Netflix, The King of Collectibles. I don't know if you've seen it, but they sold a Caitlin Clark rookie card, signed card for like $300,000. That's the price of a Ferrari.
She's certainly inspired a lot of the little girls to play basketball.
No question.
Right.
So after your career at Cincinnati, what's life take you to? Your major, you know, what'd you do for your career, etc.?
I ended up in the medical career. As a ward administrative, I work for a dentist who owns several businesses right now. So I take care of about 5 different businesses for him. I have 3 sons that are all married. One lives in Cleveland with 3 kids. One's in Cincinnati with 2.5 kids. And one's in Texas that has 2. He played football for the Indiana Hoosiers. So we're pretty excited about that.
You got your IU gear on?
My husband does. I refreshed my wardrobe today. But
well, I will tell you that Hoosiers.
Yes.
That is a legitimate football team.
They played really well last night.
Oh my gosh, they are just on a different level. And Kirk Cignetti, I will tell you, can be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns today if they want to announce him. I'd be happy with that. Well, it was really good catching up with you.
Thank you, Chris. It was very nice to meet you, and thanks for having me. This is certainly a wonderful atmosphere here. I'm proud to be an Arrow.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome, and thanks again for the time.
Sure, thank you.
We'll be right back with the rest of the halftime show right after this.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
We are at halftime here at Arrow Arena, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. Our jazz band performing for the fans today, brought to you by Bill Harris Dealerships, with locations in Ashland and Loudonville, from Chevrolet to Ford to Dodge to Jeep, and quality pre-owned vehicles as well. Bill Harris Dealerships is your one-stop shop. Kennedy Lacey leading all scorers, 13 points and 5 rebounds. 5 points for Madison Hoffman, plus a rebound and a steal. 4 for Sturry. She also had 1 board. And Cameron Cox with 6 points, 5 rebounds, plus an assist. Those are the scores for Ashland. For Waynedale, 2 for Izzy Motter. 7 points for Audrey Troyer, including a shot to beat the buzzer at the end of the second quarter. That was a 3. Brooke Compton has 4 points. Kylie Geyser with 8. And that rounds out the scoring for Waynedale. So Geyser leading their squad with 8. We're ready for the third quarter. Great interview, Chris, with Joy Roberts.
Yeah, it was really cool catching up with her. I'd never met Miss Roberts before, and she was really articulate. A lot of good stories, and really nice to catch up with an Arrow legend.
Waynedale ball on the restart.
Look, at halftime, I think if Renee Holt's in there, she's being honest with her squad. She's saying, we've got to wipe the glass. We cannot give up offensive rebounds anymore, and we've got to continue the defensive intensity.
Cost them 3 at the end of the quarter. Here's a back cut. Nice pass. They found Compton, but Cox ended up blocking it, but was on the baseline when she caught the ball. And here you see they tried to get Persinger, dished it off. So give Cox the block shot there, but out of bounds to Waynedale. Troyer shovels it into Perry. This is Kylie Geyser, stops on a dime, back to Troyer.
Big work down low there with Compton and Hoffman battling for position.
Troyer ends up throwing it away as she was looking for Geyser. Turnover number 9 for Waynedale. Third quarter brought to you by Comfort Controls. We are underway here in the second half. Ashland trying to stay unbeaten at 11-0 right now, trying to go to 12-0. Waynedale, winners of 6 straight. They are 11-3.
Battle for position with Cox down low as well. She's working hard in the painted area. Madison finds her.
They got it to her, and she puts it up and in. Give Hoffman the assist, and Cox now has 8. 30-21, back to a 9-point lead. Ashland in front here on their home floor. Perry spinning around. Got it to Troyer in front court.
That matchup, David, we saw all through the first half. Lacey and Geyser matched up here again to start the third quarter.
They try to throw it down low to Compton. Perry came up with it, now Geyser. Cox on her, Geyser gets by but misses the layup. Out of bounds, it's going Ashland's way. Team rebound.
How many of those we got today? Answer, not enough. We'll take more.
A lot of scrambles right under the basket today. And
scrums.
Ashland gets the better end of it that time, 6:20 and counting here in the third quarter.
Great attendance today inside our arena for the ladies' game.
Story thought about the fadeaway, now Hoffman. And a 3-second violation against Cox. That'll be the 8th turnover against Ashland.
That's the third one today. I haven't seen 3-second calls in the last 3 years.
I'm still waiting on the palming call, Chris.
I'm waiting on something else. I'm going to have to look at you and say, what is that?
Here's Kylie Geyser. Angles it over to Bella Perry. Cox on her defensively.
Look at Geyser down there and Lacey just battling.
They got Lacey on the foul. They're letting him play to some degree, and that time it was just a little too much contact.
It's okay. I think it's fine. It's not malicious by any stretch. It's just hard work. You're working for position, working for your team. It's fantastic. You got 2 alphas that are going to go at it and not give in. Help.
Geyser to Compton for 3 on the left, missed it, and it's Lacey with the board. She'll pull up and shoot from about 14 and nail it. She has 15 points, her first basket of the third quarter, 32-21. Ashland by 11.
Lacey needs 17 if you're keeping track at home.
Compton blocked. Cox thought she had all ball. We'll see it again. Right under the basket here.
Your partner thought so too.
Second foul on Cameron Cox. 2-shot foul. Brooke Compton to the line. She has 4 points. And now 5. One more shot coming. 32-22. Ashland had a 13-point lead at one juncture in the first half. 6 for Compton. 32-23. Bad pass down low. Turnover. Looking for Cox. Now Cox the steal. Turnover number 10 against Waynedale. Lacey misses. Cox hustling. Could not save it. That's going to go over to Waynedale. 4:57 to go.
Lacey saying she got a little harm on the arm there. Head coach Renee Holt, I believe she's saying, you know, pump fake that thing, get her up in the air, draw the hack, and go to the line, look for the three-point play that way.
Little full court pressure here for the first time by Ashland. Persinger pulls the three, misses, long rebound to Geyser. And she will maneuver to the corner and then nail a three.
You cannot leave Geyser unattended, period. Deadly from deep.
She has 11 points now. That makes it 32-26, just like that. 5 straight points for the Golden Bears. Cox to the glass. No, Persinger with the rebound, her second. 4:15 and counting, third quarter. Still anybody's ball game. Ashland up by half a dozen.
You can see how much they want Lacey on Geyser here for the Arrows.
Close range handoff to Madeline Bainey, back to Geyser. Geyser, and clear out some space for her. She throws it down low, no one there but Hoffman. She has the steal.
Travel.
Got down to the block and then the travel. 10th turnover against Ashland.
Jalen Reese didn't call it right away. I thought he was going to call a foul that I didn't see, but that travel was in clear view.
Sud's substitution. Josie Van Tilburg is in. Story gets a breather. Geyser working it up court. Bainey a screen. Now the ball to Kleber.
It's Waynedale's strategy there, David. Up the top of the key is to set a screen with Bainey and allow Geyser or Troyer to use it at their discretion.
Cox three ball, in and out. Knocked out of bounds by Van Tilburg. It'll be Waynedale ball. Right now Lacey with 15 points. Hoffman with 5. And Cox with 8. 32-26, 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Geyser a long three, got iron, and Compton down with the rebound, and she's fouled. Looks like they get Hoffman. Third quarter brought to you by Comfort Control. That is team foul number 3 against the Arrows.
Those fouls against Madison Hoffman are happening because she's out of position. She's not in a good defensive position. She's going for the longer rebound. Instead of boxing out, she's going up with it, and then it ultimately ends up over the top of the back of a Golden Bear.
Natalie Kleber draws the foul here. I think they got Van Tilburg on the foul, so that's her first. Team foul number 4. This is a shooting foul. Kleber 6 of 8 on the year.
This has been a game of spurts. You know, we were 13-10 after the first, and the Arrows come out in the second, go on a 7-0 run, and then Waynedale at the end of the second quarter, you know, has a 6 or 7-0 run, and now it's just a little bit back and forth, but we're kind of in that lull. A couple minutes, no scoring. Just kind of an odd game when you look at what is going up on the board. But 2 really good teams, right? Playing good defense, hard defense, and pressing the entire time.
32-27. They cash in on 1 out of 2.
Lacey,
nice move right to the hoop. She lays it up and in. 17 for Kennedy Lacey. She knifed right through the defense. 34-27. Persinger out front. Got rid of it. It's Kylie Geyser. Working behind the arc, crossover on Lacey. Scoop shot, good.
Yeah, really good job by Geyser there, faking, trying to get Kennedy's weight going one side or the other, and she goes the opposite direction. Nice job by Geyser.
34-29, 5-point lead, 2-minute warning here, third quarter. Hoffman up top to Lacey. Lacey hands it off to Tobias now. Hoffman runs into a crowd, goes up strong, got fouled. 2 shots coming up at the Connery Manufacturing free throw line. Natalie Cleaver on the foul. That's her first. Pardon me, number 2 on her. Team foul number 1 this quarter, though.
Tell you, that was kind of one of those 50-50s. I think maybe been a 70-30 foul, no foul call there.
Hoffman got it. She has 6. Arrows trying to stay at arm's length in front of a very spirited Waynedale Golden Bears team.
Pesky.
They've won 6 in a row. Geyser another rebound off the missed foul shot. Had that for 7 rebounds for Kylie Geyser.
She's a good player.
Bainey.
She's a problem inside the Wayne County League, I'm sure about that.
Floats it up there off the glass with the left hand. 15 for her now. 4-point game. Tobias with the ball for Ashland. Cox fires it down low. Van Tilburg. Tobias out of the corner. Hoffman in traffic. Pass picked off by Troyer with the steal. It's a breakaway. She scores. The foul on Van Tilburg complicates matters. Troyer, after the turnover, scores her 9th point, and the late decision by Van Tilburg costly, as it gives the 3-point opportunity to junior guard Audrey Troyer. 35-33.
This is a game where if you get a foul, you get your stars out, get them a quick break. It may be a 25-second break. Sit down for a second, get a drink of water. You're going right back in the contest.
Troyer makes good on the 3-point opportunity, and it is a 1-point game. 5-point run here for Waynedale, 35-34 Ashland. Pass inside to Lacey, 1-on-4. Got fouled, she goes to the line.
Well, David, it is time for the Mamba to take the game over, right? We've talked about Batman and Robin, and today Kennedy's got 17, looking for 18 and 19 at the stripe here. Madison Hoffman, she's got 6, and Cox has got 8. She's going to need someone to go along with her. If she doesn't get that, she's going to have to go nuclear here and get a 10, 15-point quarter here in the 4th.
Good on the first, Connery Manufacturing free throw.
I feel bad when I say that. Like I say that about Pax Ediger sometimes. Like, you already got 25, man. You need to go get 40.
Geyser grabs the rebound off the missed foul shot. So a point left on the table there. It's a 2-point Ashland lead. Geyser to the cup, lays it up and in, and ties the game.
Defensively's got to come over there and stop the penetration. If she wants to kick it off, fine, but you got to stop the ball.
36-36. Tobias to the rim, missed it, but got her own rebound and then throws it away. Geyser with the steal. Another turnover for Ashland. We have 11 seconds to go in the quarter. Waynedale looking to take the lead. Geyser up top, Troyer fires off balance, missed the shot. Cox came down with the rebound, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. And so we have decided absolutely nothing through 3. It's Ashland 36 and Waynedale 36. The all-important 4th quarter is coming right up. You're watching the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work. It's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right, on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Well, we're tied 36 apiece as we go to the fourth quarter, brought to you by Comfort Control. We're back here at Arrow Arena. 2 11-win teams tied at 36. Each team has 11 turnovers. Lacey leading the Arrows with 18. Geyser leading the Golden Bears with 17.
Yeah, it's a good one here. If you wanted a good contest, you got it. And lock in here for the fourth quarter. Going to decide who comes away with a victory inside Arrow Arena today.
Kennedy Lacey 13 points away from 1,000. There's a three by Story as the Arrows begin the fourth quarter with a three ball brought to you by BB&C Car Care.
Big shot, Bob, right there. Good job, CC, banging down that triple to give the Arrows a 3-point lead.
Arrows only scored 8 points in the third quarter. They're up now 39-36 on the Story three. She has 7 points.
Arrows going to win this game today. They've got to have a defensive performance like they had in the second quarter.
Back cut, Persinger scores.
Beautiful
Give Geyser
basketball.
the assist. That's her first two. 39-38. Story goes over to Hoffman, high on the left. She'll pull the three off the mark, and Persinger down with the rebound.
Ill-advised.
7 minutes on the clock, one gone by here in the fourth. 1 point game, Ashland trying to stay undefeated.
Bias now on Geyser. Help, Cameron.
Nice pass. Drew the double team and then dropped the dime to Bella Perry, who scores. That's her first two. And Waynedale is on top, 40-39. Tobias, three ball, right side, in and out. Ball on the floor, it's picked up by Troyer.
5 timeouts left for Coach Holt. You're going to get to the point where you need to take them just to rest your players. They're going to have the starters in here most likely the rest of the way, and you're going to have to use your timeouts to basically serve as a rest opportunity here to keep your girls fresh.
Geyser guarded by Hoffman. Hoffman falls down, and they call the push-off.
Oh, no.
Now Hoffman holding her left knee. And Hoffman hurting. So Hoffman is hurting. Foul went against Geyser, and they're going to get the staff out there to take a look at Maddie Hoffman, who got tangled up with Geyser. They did call the charging foul. We'll see what's in store for us here. Injury timeout here, Brandon. We'll step away. 40-39 Golden Bears, and we'll continue with more coverage when we come right back to AHS in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Back at Arrow Arena, 6:07 to go, fourth quarter. Hoffman was helped off the court. She's back in the Ashland locker room now with the training staff, and so we play on here with Waynedale leading it 40-39. So that's a developing story. Cox goes to Story, inside to Lacey, pump fakes, forces up a shot, draws the foul. I think it'll go against Persinger. That's her first. A two-shot foul here for Lacey, who's holding her left shoulder. Team foul number 1 this quarter. Waynedale up by 1 point, so Hoffman out, and in the locker room right now was tangled up with Geyser. Shot good by Lacey. She has 19 points.
Well, this is the time, David. It's tied up 40-40. You got under 6 minutes to go. Your best player's got 19. Your second best player's in the locker room. Lacey is going to have to go Blonde Mamba here. I know we say that in tongue-in-cheek, but that's the old Kobe Bryant mentality where you just will not lose. You just will your team, and she's got that in her and the ability. So we'll see the Blonde Mamba in action here for the last 6 minutes. I expect her to have quite a day here.
I think they're correcting the fouls on the scoreboard. That is the second team foul because of the aforementioned player control foul on Geyser. So 2 fouls on Waynedale, none on the Arrows so far. Lacey trying to give the Arrows the lead, missed the shot. Persinger down with a rebound. She has 4 boards. And Waynedale and Ashland are tied 40-40. Break the pressure to Persinger, and now back to Troyer. Sturry sliding along in the man-to-man. Persinger. Gets it to Geyser.
Good help side defense there. Cameron on that switch with Geyser.
She'll cross over,
Good
drive.
job.
Pass kicked out of bounds by Tobias.
Great job by Tobias coming back to fill that baseline, cut that off, kicks that basketball out of bounds. The Arrows live to fight another day.
We'll have a baseline inbound under the hoop left side. Tough inbound. Troyer came up with it, and then I think it was Tobias who ended up knocking it out of bounds. The Arrows trying to ratchet up the defensive pressure. See Coach Geyser there directing traffic. Be a sideline inbound. Troyer has to hold her spot. Geyser has it. Back to Lacey on her now. Comes off a screen.
There's that screen we talk about. Every set play with Waynedale in the half-court set revolves around a lady at the top of the three-point line setting that screen. And whether it's Geyser or Troyer decide to use it, not use it, left or right, and that screener you'll see on TV is moving her body around too to set that up at the appropriate angle and inside.
Compston backs down on Cox, throws it back out to Troyer.
That was a Kurt Schilling fastball.
Geyser into the corner. Perry got it. Make it Cleaver got it. That's 4 for her. Her first 3 ball. And it's Waynedale up 43-40. Here's Van Tilburg launching a 3. Not there. Rebound to Persinger. He's cleaning up on the glass here. 4 rebounds in the second half. Waynedale can take some time here. 43-40.
Keep in mind, Renee Holt's still got all 5 timeouts. We're approaching 4 minutes to go in the contest.
Geyser will launch a 3 way off the mark, and Sturry got knocked over. And I think you'll get a foul coming up here against the Golden Bears.
Geyser, I believe.
Yep, trying to follow her own miss. Ends up with the foul, and that's 4 on her.
That's a developing story right there.
11 turnovers against the Arrows and 12 for Waynedale unofficially.
And they took Geyser off of the Mamba. Really smart coaching there by head coach Rick Geyser. 4 fouls for his daughter, Geyser.
5-second call, turnover Ashland. Well, Sturry could not get rid of it in time. Lacey is just exhausted right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been saying. In 4 minutes to go, you got 5 timeouts, call one.
It is Geyser to Compston, throws it away.
Lucky.
Lever was sort of hanging out in the corner, found the soft spot down there, and she was open, but they threw it away. See if Ashland can take advantage of the giveaway. They're down by 3, which doesn't mean you need a 3, Chris. There is a timeout by Renee Holt. She will confer with her team, as will Rick Geyser. What a ball game we have today at Arrow Arena. Big win last night for the boys over West Holmes. The ladies trying to stay unbeaten. We're still on 1,000-point watch for Kennedy Lacey, who has 19 points, 13 away. And concern for Madison Hoffman right now, who's in the locker room after an injury.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's hope it just was one of those scare bugs, if you will, right? Where you go down and you think you hear or feel or whatever, and let's hope she's going to be fine and, might have just tweaked it or whatnot, and hopefully she'll be back here for her squad soon. You mentioned the boys. They're on the bus, headed north up to Sandusky right now. They'll take on the Blue Streaks. Normally a really good basketball program. Teams come and go, right? But a program over the years really good up there for the Blue Streaks of Sandusky. And so we'll see what happens there with head coach Jason Hess's squad and Pax Sadiger, the newly minted newest member of the Millennia Club, and really cool to see. And let's give a hat tip to Gabe Baith. I told you before we came on air, I think that's the best basketball game I've ever seen him play. Shot selection, driving the paint, rebounds, assists, steals. He was just a wrecking man last night. I believe he had 32 points.
Yep, 32 points. We're back to action here. Sturi for 3, and the tie. No, Geyser the rebound. She'll clear things out and bring it up. Arrows will pick up at half court. 3:30 to go. Now they're going to spread the offense out a little bit here.
Yeah, they're going to need some time. This is the old Bobby Knight strategy here.
That's Natalie Cleaver down low, and a walk. We'll give it back to Ashland. 14 turnovers. Those are some dangerous passes there over the top of the Ashland defense, and it cost them. 43-40, Sturi. Ashland down by 3, unbeaten on the year at 11-0. Well, Chris, we finally got the palming violation, but not
the one you were looking for.
Not the scenario we were hoping for. Turnover number 13 against Ashland. That one was just sort
obvious.
Of a second thought on what she was hoping to do, and maybe wherever she wanted to go with the ball was covered and ended up with the violation. Cleaver for 3, right side, rims out. Lacey grabs the rebound, working up the middle of the court. Stops from 15, missed it to the right, and it's out of bounds, and Ashland will keep it. They say Persinger was the last to touch it.
So that's a great job by Lacey, bulldogging down that basketball and that rebound on the defensive end and going down. Don't stop at the foul line. Take that thing all the way to the rack. We need to set the time, get an opportunity for some points, and she's better at 2 feet, right? Everybody is, and you might have an opportunity for a 3-point play there. Arrow's still down by 3.
Sturi's 3 ball, rims out, and Geyser grabs another rebound. Natalie Cleaver. Troyer. Geyser for 3. Too strong. Long rebound. Geyser diving for it. It's out of bounds off of her hands. Those long rebounds, tough to corral. Geyser misfires, and Arrows get it back. Still 43-40, 2:20 to go.
Arrow's been stuck on 40 for quite some time. Many possessions in a row.
Cleaver is guarding Lacey, and they're going to call a foul on her right there. Boy, that was a quick whistle. Her third. Team foul number 4, so that's something to keep in mind. The Arrows have not committed a foul in the fourth quarter, and one more by Waynedale means double bonus time.
Well, that means no easy layups. It's me.
Sturi for 3 on the left. No. Missed it. Persinger another rebound. Number 15, and the Gold doing everything under the boards. Troyer to Compston. Cleaver finds Geyser. Extra pass. Persinger. Weak side rebound. Lacey.
All the way to the rack.
Pulls up from about 10. Uses the glass for Coldwell Banker Ward Real Estate. 21 for Kennedy Lacey. Back to a 1-point game.
Man. No! The ball
Let's see
is
what
loose.
The call was. It is a timeout for Waynedale.
I don't understand that one. That ball is loose, rolling on the ground.
They
That's
give
enough.
the timeout to Geyser. And so he has 2 remaining. Ashland has 4 left. Looks like they went with a full timeout here. 43-42, Golden Bears. There was a scramble for the ball. The whistle blew. Looked like they were about to lose it out of bounds. Now you can see there on your shot that Madison Hoffman has come back out, but on crutches.
Yeah, obviously wants to be with her team there, and, you know, hat tip to her, wanting to be in the huddle there and support her team and her teammates.
It was a left leg injury. So we'll get an update from Coach Holt after the game, although I'm sure she would only be able to speculate just like we are, but more will be known following the game. First things first.
We'll probably dodge that one in the post game.
Some of the fans, I think, getting a little bit unruly on the far side. It's like one of the referees was sort of trying to calm that down. Nope, they might have been thrown out. I think a gentleman has been removed. .135 on the clock, 43-42 Waynedale. It is Golden Bears ball.
Well, it's always undefeated, David. High school sports carry a certain level of emotion, don't they?
Sure do. Troyer gets it to Geyser.
Great job of trapping here, ladies.
Geyser gets it back to Troyer, and a knock away by Tobias, and could not corral it before going out of bounds. 1:19 left. Bella Perry checks in. I think Compton will sit.
You're really impressed with head coach Rick Geyser here at Waynedale. He does a really good job of coaching his girls every possession. Every possession. The man hasn't sat down once today.
Geyser gets it across to Perry, and ball was knocked away. They call the foul. I think they got Sturry. They will inbound the ball on the sideline. It's first team foul against Ashland this quarter. Now it's going to Ashland. It went off of Geyser, then off Troyer. And Ashland gets the benefit of the turnover. That's the 15th against Waynedale.
Time for the Arrows to set some screens, get the Mamba open, get the ball in her hands, and let her go to work.
We've got 1:04 to go. The moment of truth arriving here at Arrow Arena. Lacey has the ball, down by one, trying to work through traffic. Ball on the floor. It was picked up by Waynedale, and Cam Cox gets the foul. That's her third, team foul number 2.
See, I'm all in favor of getting Kenny the basketball, right? Let her go to work, but we've got to do a better job. It's 3-on-1. We've got to go set some screens. There's ladies in the Arrows, the white tops, open. They've got to go work to help get her some area to work in.
And get it up court to Cleaver.
That's a problem.
Persinger. Pass was a little bit behind her, or she would have had a layup. 1-point lead for Waynedale. Persinger blocked. Cameron Cox with the rejection. Waynedale ball under the basket. Cox came flying in there with the athletic play.
There you see it on the Sarver Praving replay. Look at Kimby.
Troyer will throw it in. 39 seconds left. Ashland down by 1. Undefeated record on the line, and I think Rick Geyser uses a timeout. He'll have 1 remaining. Ashland still has 4. 36 ticks left. Ashland playing without Madison Hoffman. Kennedy Lacey has 21. Cameron Cox, 8 points. 7 rebounds and 2 blocks. Into the Ashland huddle here. It's crunch time, Chris.
Nothing bigger than that last block from Cameron. That was a big deal. And Arrow's still down by 1, 36 ticks to go. It's Waynedale basketball. You know, you start this, thing, when do you start fouling? Well, the reality is you've got 2 fouls on the board if you're the Arrows. You've got to get to 5. So you can't let this basketball in and just watch. And then, oh no, we got a foul with 8 or 10 seconds left. The game's over, right? Unless you can create a turnover. So the strategy that head coach Renee Holt and her staff are talking about, do we foul right now? Do we put them at the line right now? Or do we try and create a turnover, a transition opportunity for us to go score the basketball? We'll see what the strategy they choose is.
2 fouls to give. Kylie Geiser, by the way, 17 points, 10 rebounds unofficially, so.
And playing with 4 fouls.
Double-double situation. Dangerous pass. Geiser fouled. They will get Sturry on the foul. She has 3 now. That's 3 team fouls in the 4th quarter.
Missed a call there.
It will be Geiser to inbound for Waynedale. They're up by 1. Troyer in the backcourt, double team coming. Uses up the dribble, thrown away. Troyer got it back. Up court to Persinger. And she will be fouled by Sturry. That's her 4th. 20 seconds left.
Okay, good sequence there, David. You go for a steal. You don't get it, you foul. Ball's back inbound. We get a Paul on it from Cameron Cox, almost create that steal opportunity, but now we're forced to foul with 20 seconds to go. So I expect the Arrows to foul as quick as they can about right now. Let's go. Time to foul. Time to foul. Still time to foul.
To Geiser, and a reach in by Tobias. Stops the clock with 11 seconds left. So if Waynedale makes both, it will be a 3-point lead. And the Arrows would have one opportunity at least with 11 seconds left.
On the other side, you would expect Waynedale, if they have a 3-point lead, what are you doing? I'm going to let them get the ball around half court, and then I'm going to put Paul on somebody, let him go to the line for 2 shots.
Shot in and out.
Thankfully, that scenario is over. Now, you got to wipe some glass if you're the ladies in white, right here.
Short. Oh! And it's a lane violation. I think Geiser was across the line too soon. And Renee Holt will use a 30-second timeout here. The wheels are turning. We hope you'll stay tuned. Coming up for our Janney post-game show, we'll have a complete recap of the game for you as well as a post-game reaction.
Big shot of the game, the turning point of the game, brought to us by Bo Lacey, player of the game by Truax Printing, and several more. Hopefully we'll have an Arrow lady up here join us, and head coach Renee Holt as always.
Some big threes hit late by Waynedale.
You know, speaking of that, how about the 3 and the multiple threes at the end of the first half?
Yeah.
You look at the board now, big deal. I think that's our turning point of the game. Win or lose for Waynedale, they kept themselves in it because of that.
Yep, no question. Cleaver hit that big 3 that made it 43-40. That's the lead they have right now, but it has dwindled to 1. 11 seconds to go. Arrows have to go the length of the court. Lacey has the ball.
Plenty of time.
Arrows down by 1, and Renee Holt asked for a full 7.2 seconds left.
Absolutely fantastic sequence of basketball there by head coach Renee Holt. She called the 30-second timeout there before. Why? To get the ball into Kennedy. Said, Kennedy, run a 4.840 up there, and you get it over the timeline. We're going to call our full timeout. Then we're going to put the play in. Good job by Coach Holt and the staff, and a great job by Kennedy to be able to get the basketball up there and preserve only 3 seconds off the clock.
So limited time, but enough to work a play here. They do not need a 3. A 2-point basket will win it. Of course, if you get fortunate enough to draw a foul, you might have a shot at tying or taking the lead from the line.
I am setting up a play for Kennedy, obviously, but I'm going to have a multiple screen look to try and get her loose and get her open for a look. Ideally, it'd be a 6 or 8 footer or a layup would be great. Don't ignore Cameron Cox down on the post, too. They're going to, Rick Geiser and the staff over there, the Golden Bears, are going to be thinking the exact same thing I am. There's no question. The best player in all Ohio, and you expect to get the ball in this situation. They may ignore Cameron Cox underneath and give her an opportunity for a little bunny underneath. We'll see what transpires.
Arrows have won their first 11 games. They've been pushed to the limit here this afternoon against the visiting Golden Bears of the Wayne County Athletic League. It'll be a sideline inbound. Sturry will trigger the play. Lacey comes to the ball. She has it. 6 to go. Lacey in the corner, lost it out of bounds. Turnover, Ashland. 4 seconds left, and Rick Geiser will use his final timeout. Lacey maneuvered toward the corner and could not control it. The double team was coming. She ended up losing it out of bounds over the baseline in the corner.
That's what I was talking about. You knew Lacey was going to get the rock. You knew there was going to be multiple screens. That's one of those where it's basically 3-on-1. Who's the one? It's Kennedy. They basically ignore the inbounder of the ball. That's where that screen that Cameron said at the top, that's where she floats to the block down low, and you get her the basketball for that uncontested bunny. Essentially, the play was perfect. Everything worked. That's one that you're going to have an opportunity to go back and re-watch and learn from if you're the Arrows and the ladies here and Coach Raholt's staff.
Arrows will have to foul immediately here. 4 seconds left.
Watch
43-42 Waynedale. Troyer lobs it in. Geiser has it. They'll foul her with 2.5 seconds left. This will be a 2-shot foul. Josie Van Tilburg picks up her 3rd foul, and we'll send Kylie Geiser, the senior, has had a phenomenal day.
Yeah, she's a player, David.
17 points, 10 rebounds.
She's a player.
All while, for the most part, running the point.
With 4 fouls.
And playing a lot of the second half with 4 fouls. What a job she did on Lacey. Misses the shot, though. 2.5 seconds left. Ashland does have 2 timeouts left if Renee Holt wants to use one. Shot by Geiser, missed them both. And a lane violation for the second time. It's going to be Ashland ball, so they leave 2 points on the table. And Renee Holt would use a timeout. She does have 1 left. Arrows have to travel the length of the court. 2.5 seconds left, down by 1.
Here's what I'm doing if I'm head coach Renee Holt. I'm taking the ball out of bounds. Left or right of the goal, I don't care, you pick. And I'm bringing Lacey back out of bounds. And I'm throwing the ball to Lacey out of bounds.
Okay.
And having a trailer go down. Hopefully I create some confusion. And I've got an opportunity to get the ball to, let's say, the block would be great. That may be unrealistic. The foul line, that might happen. Why is Lacey taking the ball out? Because she can throw a football probably 60 yards. She can throw a basketball the length of this floor, no problem. I don't know what's going to happen. That's what I would do. We shall see. But Lacey, I think, has got to be the person who triggers the basketball in for the Arrows.
Just for the accuracy of the pass, which is critical. All right, 2.5 seconds left. This one is coming literally right down to the wire. We're at the brass tacks right now.
I didn't like that idea.
Sturry is alone. Arrows will have time to throw it in and launch a shot. And instead, they get it toward half court, and Renee Holt uses her final timeout.
That's great. You just took 40 feet off.
Just a smidge under 2 seconds. Time for a catch and shoot. A bucket wins the game. A miss hands it over to Waynedale. A tremendous high school basketball game today.
Keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of helter-skelter going on here, too. There could be a foul that is created because of all the craziness and the shenanigans that are going to unfold here the last 1.9. If that happens, that's the 5th foul. And the Arrows are going to go to the line for 2. So some other storyline to keep in mind here, too.
Timeouts brought to you by Connery Manufacturing, and we've had 10 of them today.
Yes, we have. We've used them all up.
It'll be a sideline inbound, so it'll be a clogged up area here, right at the scorer's table. Looks like Van Tilburg will throw it in. Rick Geiser has to move back. And Tilburg looks to fire it. Does so. It's intercepted. Waynedale wins. It was Bella Perry who stepped in front of the pass and picked it off to secure the Golden Bears' upset victory on the road. And they escape Ashland with a 43-42 victory. Incredible ball game. Waynedale goes to 12-3. The Arrows fall for the first time They are 11-1. Stay tuned. Our post-game show is following in just a couple of minutes. We'll have a breakdown for you, all the scoring, and Coach Holt's comments as well. Stay with us. More to come from AHS in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football. Welcome to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. Your presentation will begin shortly. Welcome to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. Your presentation will begin shortly. Welcome to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Back on the Arrows Broadcasting Network from Ashland High School today, Waynedale wins over the Arrows 43-42. Welcome back to our post-game show, brought to you by Janney in Mansfield. Financial advice from experienced people you can trust. Check out Rich Story at Janney.com. That's JANNEY.com for all of your financial needs. Let's get to our post-game recap, brought to you by the law offices of Andrew Bush, located right here in Ashland, Ohio. Scores by quarter. I tell the story here. Ashland led after one, 13-10. They won the second quarter 15-11 to take a 7-point lead at halftime, 28-21. Then the offense kind of dried up. It was tied 36-36 after three, with Waynedale winning the third quarter 15-8. And then a tightly contested fourth quarter with Waynedale outscoring the Arrows just 7-6. In the fourth quarter, 43-42 the final. Ashland drops to 11-1. This is a non-conference battle, so it does not affect their OCC mark. Waynedale now 12-3 and winners of 7 in a row. Looking at some of the individual scoring here. Madison Hoffman, 6 points, 1 rebound today, but a serious injury that took place with 6:07 to go in the fourth quarter. So we talked about the low scoring output in the fourth. That coincided with Hoffman's injury. She had to leave the game. She was seen on crutches on the bench as the game concluded. And so we'll await more word on her situation and condition as it pertains to the next game, which comes up on Wednesday night at New Philadelphia. So that was a blow to the Arrows' hopes, no question. Grace Tobias did not score, had 3 rebounds in the game. Kennedy Lacey, 21 points, 8 rebounds. She now is 11 points away from 1,000 in her career. So 989 right now for the junior Kennedy Lacey. CeCe Sturry, 7 points, 1 rebound. And Cameron Cox today, 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks in the game. Those are the scoring totals for Ashland. For Waynedale, they were led by the Fine senior guard Kylie Geiser, number 20, 17 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double performance. Also running the point, dishing out assists, played with 4 fouls after trying to contest Kennedy Lacey for most of the game. So she led them to victory today with 17 points and 10 rebounds. Audrey Troyer had 10 points. 6 points for Brooke Compston. Georgia Persinger had a nice game, only 2 points, but grabbed 6 rebounds. Bella Perry had that steal at the end of the game, which secured the victory. She had 2 points, 2 boards, and Natalie Cleaver hit a big 3. She finished with 4, but hit a 3-ball that gave Waynedale their lead at 43-40. That was their first lead since early in the ball game, and they made it stand up. So she finishes with 4. Turnovers hurt the Arrows today, 16 for Ashland, including that final turnover, and 15 turnovers for Waynedale. They win it by a score of 43-42. We're awaiting Coach Holt to come out of the locker room and share some post-game thoughts, but Chris, it really all boiled down to just not being able to put the ball in the basket late.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when it happens, and we've got a couple things to address here in the post-game presented by Janney. Thanks to Janney in Mansfield. Check out Rich Sturry for all your financial needs. And you're watching on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, presented by Sarver Paving. The player of the game today, presented by Truax Printing, full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville, is Kennedy Lacey. Look, you talked about it. She had 21 points, 8 boards, kept her team in the game after the Madison Hoffman injury. You know, she's going to beat herself up. That's just how she is. She's a competitor. About that last sequence here when Arrows were down by 1 point, had an opportunity to win the game potentially with 7 seconds to go, but those things happen. And you know what? You flush it, you move on, right? You hear that coaches talk about that all the time. It's time to move on. This game's over. It's in the rearview mirror, and you start looking forward to New Philly on Wednesday night. Big shot of the game brought to you by Big Land Home Improvement and Property Maintenance. Say that 3 times fast. At the end of the first half was the 3-point goal converted by Waynedale. 3 offensive rebounds, kick it around. They find a 3-point opportunity. They get that one to go. That made it 28-21 at the half, Arrows lead. Before that 3-ball went down by Waynedale, they had yet to get to 20 points. That was a big deal. And you look at the final score here, Arrows lose by 1. That is today's big shot of the game. And the play of the game brought to you by Bo Lacey Construction Experience you can trust done right on time is the same thing. That one play was a magnifier of the outcome of this contest. And the turning point of the game, again, brought to us by Bo Lacey Construction. Hate being this guy, but it's the truth. It was the Hoffman injury. When she went down, obviously you lost the yang to the yin, or however you want to say it. And as you noted, the Arrows struggled to score the basketball in the fourth quarter, and Madison's injury happened early in the fourth quarter. And it looked like the Arrows were a little bit out of sync there, right? You know, in those possessions there down the stretch. And you know, you get 2 good guards in women's basketball in high school, and it's hard to defend, especially one that can pop it out deep from 3-land, drive the ball, and then Lacey can shoot anywhere inside the perimeter and take it to the rack at will. So that's the turning point of the game, brought to us by Bo Lacey Construction.
Yeah, good choice on the big shot. Brought to you by Big Land Home Improvement and Property Maintenance, located right here in Ashland. Check them out for all of your home improvement and property management needs. That was a big shot by Audrey Troyer. Of course, Natalie Cleaver's 3, which gave them the lead late. And then they just played some defense.
Yep.
And this was a good high school basketball game, no question about it. 2 very talented teams. Waynedale getting a nice win against an upper division team. Their last loss was way back on 12/11, December 11th against Chippewa. So they've run off 7 straight. We talked about the Arrows kind of needing a test after some lopsided wins. They got it today. This is a great measuring stick for the coaching staff. But again, the X factor in it all is the Maddie Hoffman injury.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Let's hope it's just something that's tweaked, right? And she's not going to miss any time, and you know, get some ice on that and stretch it out and whatnot. Or I guess ice isn't really the thing you do anymore. I don't know what you do, but fortunately I haven't had to deal with that. And hopefully she's back on Wednesday and is able to, you know, battle on here with the Arrows.
All right, we're waiting on Coach Holt. I think some of the players are coming out, so we look for her to join us here momentarily. Brandon, let's take a break real quick here. Hear from a couple of our great sponsors. and we'll hang out here for just a few more minutes on our Janney postgame show. The Golden Bears win it 43-42. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Back one final time here at Arrow Arena, 43-42. Waynedale defeats Ashland today, dealing the Arrows their first loss of the year. They are now 11-1 on the year, while Waynedale goes to 12-3. Our next broadcast will be a boys game against Dover. That's coming up on the 16th, which is Friday night. We'll be live and direct right here at Arrow Arena. That will be a big game. Dover just lost last night in an upset against Mansfield Senior, their first conference loss. So the OCC race is wide open on the boys' side. We'll see how it shakes out here on the girls' side as well now that Ashland has taken a loss. But this was not a conference loss, so they are still unbeaten in OCC play at 7-0. We are lingering just a moment here to see if we're going to get any comments, but I don't think that's going to happen today. Chris, some final thoughts here before we wrap it up.
Yeah, I thought it was a game that was, you kept saying it was a great game, and it really was. It was a really, really good high school basketball game. It's one of those that, you know, the old adage, you hate to see somebody lose, and that was the case inside Arrow Arena today. We got some really good performances. You know, the Arrows played really, really good defense at times. They had some mental breakdowns on defense. I think that's a reality you saw on the screen there when we were watching the game. And it's not a bad thing in basketball to lose a game. It's not like football where you have 10 games, right? You lose in football and it's like the world ended. In basketball, you got 22 of these things. And to recenter yourself and refocus yourself and say, hey, maybe we're, you know, reading the press clippings, if you will, or what. I'm not saying this is what this team's doing, but you get the old adages. And, you know, recenter. What can we do better? What can we get better at and make ourselves even better? And that's what you want to do here in the back half of the conference season as we get close to the tournament.
That is a big test coming up Wednesday night at New Philadelphia. That is a rescheduled game, and so that's a 7 o'clock game Wednesday evening at New Philly. That's next up for the Lady Arrows. Chris, great to have you back.
Yeah,
great job today.
Lots of fun.
We'll talk to you soon, partner.
Okay, buddy.
All right, that's it for our coverage today here on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Congratulations again to the Golden Bears on a 43-42 victory. They move on to WCAL play, while the Arrows will get back to Ohio Cardinal Conference action on Wednesday night. Special thanks on a job well done by Brandon Gunder, our producer and engineer at the controls. For Chris Mowry, David Wilson now saying goodbye from Ashland High School. We thank you for your viewership. We thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network presented by Sarver Paving.